Hey snowmobilers, this is a number 10 3.5-inch deck screw. What does this deck screw have in common with this ski? That's what we're going to talk about next, coming up. So what makes a snowmobile ski like a deck screw? And the answer is they don't change very much. This ski, this is a SLP Starting Line Products straight line tracking ski, and it looks pretty much identical to the same ski that they've had for what, 10-15 years. It doesn't look very much different. Okay, nothing changes very much. But what I found out about the SLP skis this year is that this is a little different ski. The old straight line tracking ski has a different ski loop on it. Now this happens to be the same ski loop as the Mohawk ski. What SLP did is this new ski loop actually allows the front of the ski to flex more, and what that does is it keeps the carbide planted in the snow when the trail is going up and down. So it gives you a better traction, better steering traction in the as the contours of the trail change, and a little bit better ride. The straight line tracking ski was a very good ski, and I really like those. I have those on our Polaris, which is right over here. But this ski, they're calling this the Straight Line Tracking 2 ski, the SLT2. And the reason they call it that is because of this new front, the new front design. New ski loop and a little bit new ski tip to accommodate the ski loop. These are expensive. If you want good skis that are cheap, go with the Kimpex skis. They're good skis, they're solid skis, but they're a fraction of the price. So why did I get these? Because I've had experience with the Mohawks and I've had experience with the straight line tracking skis, and I like them both. If you're doing trail riding only, then it's a toss-up. Flip a coin, because the Mohawk ski and the straight line tracking ski are going to handle the exact same. The advantage of the Mohawk ski is they'll handle powder. So they'll handle loose snow and powder better than these skis will. Even the straight line tracking skis do have capability on powder, but these are a 6-inch wide ski. They're not really designed for the heavy duty powder and the loose snow like the Mohawks are. The Mohawks are a trail and off-trail ski, where this is a trail-only ski. The reason I went with this ski in specific is because I wanted to be able to talk about the difference in design, and I also wanted to I wanted a direct replacement from the Arctic Cat trail ski. With the studded track, I figured I needed to do something, and that's why I got these skis. All right, here we are with both skis side by side. Here you can see the SLP ski, and then the Arctic Cat ski is on the top. And really, it's kind of maybe looks a little different, but they're basically almost identical in size. This looks a little bit longer because of the curvature of the front, but basically I can tell you that, I mean, they're, within maybe an inch of each other lengthwise. They're absolutely the same width and the same height. I mean, they're very, very similar. They even use the same rubber dampener for the ski spindle. So you don't need to buy those. SLP does sell these. So if you wear out a set of Arctic Cat skis, and these things are shot, which they tend to do over time, you can get a new set of them from SLP, but you don't need it. So the only thing really that doesn't cost anything with SLP skis, otherwise it's like, thank goodness I don't have to buy those because I'm out of money. All right, so anyway, you can see that this is a steel saddle, where this is all built in. I'm sure there's some steel reinforcement inside here of some kind. The bushings or the spindle attachment points are steel, definitely. But otherwise, they look pretty much very similar. There are 4 studs for the carbide on the standard ski, where there's only 3 on the SLPs, and I'll show you why in a second. Let's set that off to the side, and let's take a look at the Arctic Cat ski upside down. And you can see that this is the infamous staggered carbide that Arctic Cat has. Some people like these, some people don't. It is good at eliminating darting, or at least minimizing darting. And then you've got a shorter length of carbide here, 4 inches of carbide, which is pretty much standard for, I think, basically all Arctic Cat snowmobiles come with 4 inches of carbide on the skis, no matter which runner you get. But you can see that the reason that there's, the carbide stretches way back here, which is where that 4th stud is. Otherwise, the keel itself, you notice that the keel is pretty straight. It's kind of hard to tell because of the size of this thing, but the entire keel is very straight. The bottom of the ski, I guess what you'd call the hull, is very, very straight. There's a little bit of concave downwash to it. You can see here there's a little curvature that continues on here, but by and large this is just a plain Jane ski. There's no tricks in this at all. It is not a fancy ski at all. Arctic Cat provides good skis from the factory. They'll do everything, they just won't do everything well. I guess that's the best way to put it. Okay, so that's the bottom of this ski. Now if this will stay put, there, look at that. Let's turn this one upside down. And now you can see what makes this one different. Instead of where the Arctic Cat ski, the darting, the anti-darting comes from this here on the SLP ski, it's this plate here that's an optional plate. It's an optional plate that you can buy separately. They're not very expensive, but you do have to buy those separately. The good news is that they fit on a full-sized carbide. So here's the full size, and we've got a kind of a bead of hard weld here to prevent this from wearing out too fast, and then we've got some really nice carbide back here. But you can see that the hull design, it's got that kind of tri-hull where it's capturing the snow underneath it. So even though these are not the Mohawks, I do expect these to handle soft snow or loose snow better than the factory skis, okay, just because of how these are designed. If you look at the Mohawks are just a bigger version of this, more or less. They are a little bit different, but they're designed for, the Mohawks are designed for loose snow, even trail riding loose snow. So those are a very good choice. Maybe I'll regret saying, buying the straight line tracking, but I did want to try them on my ZR, where my Riot does have the Mohawks on it. Okay, but you can see the keel has got this nice curvature, kind of an double hourglass to it. And so there's a lot more curvature going on here. Both of them have the curved tail here to make it easier for backing up. But the secret lies in the bottom of these skis. All right, so here's something interesting that you don't see from the top or the bottom, and I wanted to show you this. So if you look at, my hands are shaking, sorry about that. If you look at the bottom of the Arctic Cat ski, it's pretty flat. So this whole area here is really flat. And what that does is when you're in a hard pack, that's why there's kind of some pretty firm steering with this, because it digs in and the entire length is touching the snow all the time. Well, if you look at the SLP ski, it's got a curve. The entire thing is curved. About the only thing that's, if you're on ice or hardpack, the only thing that's really touching the ground is the carbide itself, which gives it. So instead of from here to here touching the ground, it's only this carbide that's touching the ground. And what that does is it gives you should give you much lighter steering. So even though the Catalyst itself is pretty light steering, I'm excited to try these because I think it will make the steering even lighter with the SLP skis. I thought that was kind of interesting, a little trivia there. And there they are, check them out. I think they look great on a snowmobile, and I'm anxious to get these out on the snow and give them a try. The stock skis were kind of loose when the snow was loose and pretty tight when it wasn't. And so I'm hoping that these are going to kind of solve both problems at the same time. Hey, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you on the trail.